Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless. What is up, folks? Happy Tuesday. We are diving into we're diving into the week. It is Tuesday. It is time for us to focus on our mental health pillar. We're going to be quick today. Excuse me. Excuse me. We're going to be quick today. Not going to take up too much time. Let me get the report. Awesome. We got YouTube going, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, and I just want to say good morning, God bless. Remember the mantra, right? We win the morning, we win the day. We win the morning, we win the day. I am back in the house from the gym. Got a nice early start to my morning. Me and the wife, we went, we worked out. And so that's how we win the morning. We like to get up and get ourselves going and get moving a bit. If you don't want to go to the gym, you could do at-home workouts. Just get yourself going. If it's a walk, some push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, get yourself going. It is one of the best ways to win the morning is by getting up and moving your body. Um, we're going to talk about mental health today. We're going to start with self-love affirmations, positive self-talk affirmations. When you see yourself in the morning and you look in the mirror, you should be telling yourself, "Hey, look, we're going to have a great day. We're going to have the best day yet." When you start speaking that kind of positive language to yourself, your mind starts to believe it. Your mind starts to conform to the things that you are speaking into reality in your life. That's why they say words are so powerful. Words are so powerful. Speak what you want into existence. Um, and your mental will follow. Your mental will follow. One of the quotes at the top of the chapter here says, being mentally focused requires knowing which thoughts to act on and which thoughts to leave behind. We're going to be talking about leaving some things behind today that are definitely not serving us. They're definitely not serving our mental health. So we're going to talk about that. As for affirmations, let's lock in. Look yourself dead in the mirror. Tell yourself something good, right? I believe in myself. Repeat after me. I believe in myself. I am resilient in the face of challenges. I trust myself to make the right decisions. I love and accept myself. I am kind to myself and others. I am kind to myself and others. Let's let these affirmations stick with you throughout the day, sort of like a mantra, right? It just plays on replay in the back of your mind. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I trust myself. I love myself. These should be constant. These should be constant in the back of your mind. Um, Self-love goes a really, really long way. And the more you believe in it yourself, the more you will encourage it in others, right? And so people will appreciate being around you because you're always encouraging them to love themselves and be their best selves. People like being around positive people, especially when they're sharing the positivity, right? Um, there are reasons why I want you to focus on your mental health, right? Mental roadblocks can be major, major setbacks, right? Mental roadblocks, mental challenges can be precursors to larger issues like anxiety, depression. We don't want to fall into those buckets, right? So we want to avoid the things that are going to likely create those kind of emotions for us. We want to avoid those things. And so, um, the benefits that we're looking for are an increased self-esteem, increased energy. We want to reduce depression and anxiety. We want to we want to have a greater ability to manage our emotions. We want to have an improved sense of mental clarity, and we want to have healthier relationships. And now I'm going to share with you all some quick tips on how to do that. What I believe will really help strengthen you mentally. I have some other tips in here that I'll share with you, but I wanted to lock in on these three things to avoid. I want you all to focus on avoiding these three C's in your life, in the world around you, in your experience as you're going about your day to day. Avoid at all costs, these 3 C's. You ready? Number one, you're going to avoid chaos. You're going to avoid chaos. Anything that feels chaotic, anything that feels out of whack, anything that feels unnormal, anything that is chaotic related, you want to remove yourself from that situation, right? Let's just say you walk into a shopping center, right? You walk into a shopping center, and soon as you walk in, what you notice is people running this way and that way, and it's just a bit of alarm going on, right? Maybe the staff is running around crazy. Maybe the people are confusing. Maybe you see people snatching stuff off the shelves and running out the store. What you are perceiving is a full-blown chaotic situation, right? And it's time for you to remove yourself from that situation. It's not the time to be the hero. It's time to remove yourself from the situation because something's going on that just doesn't seem right, right? It's time for us to be smart in these situations. Use our spidey senses. You will be much less stressed if you don't find yourself in a chaotic situation. And this could be a public situation. This could be a situation amongst family, right? You stop over your cousin's house, you walk in the house is in the uproar. This person's arguing with this person's fighting this person. It's a big family drama. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to take 3 steps back and leave the situation, because at this point in time in our lives, we are trying to grow mentally. We are protecting our mental health. We don't have time for chaos, not at this moment in time in our lives. So when we are perceiving chaotic situations, we want to avoid those situations. When we can see, oh my goodness, there's a roadblock ahead, there's been a major car accident, and it's chaos up there. What we do is we get off the earlier exit and we go around the chaos, right? So it's the same thing in our day-to-day lives and dealing with people, places, or things. If it feels chaotic, if it looks chaotic, get away. We are not dealing with chaos in 2025, okay? We're going to get away. We're protecting our mental health. Number 2, we're avoiding the 3 C's. We are avoiding chaos. The second C we are avoiding is craziness. Craziness. Flat out craziness. Somebody calls you, hey, friend, I need you to go do this thing with me. The thing sounds absolutely crazy. The answer is no. Sometimes we're the genesis of our own crazy, right? It's a little voice in the back of your head that says, hey, go ahead. Put $2,000 on black. Let it ride. We want to avoid crazy thoughts. You want to shut that thought down. Don't put on black. It's absolutely crazy to just throw away your money. You are in a conflict, in a conversation with a friend or family member or anybody, and they start to talk crazy, right? This is the perfect time to remove yourself from the situation. We don't have time in 2025 to deal with crazy. Sometimes crazy doesn't even have to talk. Sometimes crazy just looks crazy. And when we see something that looks a little off, it looks a little crazy, trust your instincts, trust your gut. We are protecting our mental health in 2025, and we are avoiding crazy. We don't have time for anything or anyone that wants to present as crazy. We don't have time for it. We're moving on, right? So we are avoiding chaos. We are avoiding crazy. And last but not least, the last C that we're going to be avoiding for our own mental health is confusion. We are going to be avoiding confusion in 2025. If it is confusing, we don't want nothing to do with it. We don't want nothing to do with it because it shouldn't be confusing. Nothing should be confusing. People should be speaking and communicating clearly. Processes should be communicated clearly. Engagements should be communicated clearly. Why is there confusion? Confusion does not help my mental health, right? Confusion only disturbs my peace. I don't want to be involved in anything that is confusing. Why do I not understand the point of it all? Whatever is being presented to me at the time, why do I not understand it? Why is this confusing? Once I understand that this is a confusing situation, I'm going to remove myself from the situation. I'm going to say, you know what? No, thank you. You know what? Next time. You know what? Maybe this isn't for me because I'm a little confused right now. And I don't want to be in the world operating off of confusion, right? We want to be operating off of clarity, off of certainty, off of confidence, off of knowing, right? Confusion leaves too much doubt. There are too many variables. We don't want to operate in confusion this year, not in 2025. So the big three right now for you all, as we focus on growing mentally and finding our peace and grounding ourselves mentally, is to avoid chaos, is to avoid crazy, and is to avoid confusion. Chaos, crazy, and confusion have no place in our lives in 2025. Okay. So keep those front and center as you're going forward throughout your days. Look out for that. Keep your head on a swivel. Oh, that looks crazy. Oh, that looks chaotic. Oh, that's a little confusion. We don't want nothing to do with that, right? I love you all. A few motivating quotes, and I'm gonna let you go. Um, remember this. Remember this. Spiritual growth is the basis for a better, more harmonious life for everyone. Oh, that's a spiritual health tip. All right, let's move on to a mental health tip. Nothing wrong with growing spiritually on a mental health day. Mental health tip. Sorry, mental health tip. Here we go. Here we go. Be proud. Be proud of who you are and not ashamed of how someone else sees you, right? Be proud of who you are and not ashamed of how someone else sees you. We don't care about what someone else sees. Success depends less on body than upon strength of mind and character. We are strengthening our mind today. Um, Mental health. This is why I speak about this so much. Mental health is our silent crisis. There is no shame in speaking out and seeking help. Let me see if we got any more here. Last but not least, we're growing mentally. We're growing mentally. Give yourself a break. Stop beating yourself up. Everyone makes mistakes, has setbacks and failures. You don't come with a book on how to get it right all the time. You will fail sometimes, not because you plan to, but simply because you are human. Failure is part of creating a great life. We're not always going to get it right. We're not always going to get it right. But it is time for us to smarten up and recognize what's not working. And I guarantee you, what's not going to work is anything that is grounded in chaos, craziness, or confusion. It is not going to work in your life. You will not grow that way. We want to avoid those things at all costs, like the plague. God bless. I love y'all. Be strong, be smart, be conscious, be aware of what's going on around you. Love y'all. Peace. Be great today. Win the morning, win the day. We're out.